Hello, viewers. This is my confidence. It was just over a year since I first met Knightsbridge. I didn't know then, of course, that he would come to our diocese. He was at the time a suffragan bishop in the north and was known to be a man of intelligence and vigour. Nor were his ideas the cause of mockery and ridicule that they became later on. We met, as it happened, in the car park at Glyndebourne. Jane and I had driven down to that idyllic country opera house with 2 tickets given to us by my uncle William. I had been brought up to regard free tickets that came through the post with some suspicion. Had they really come from a generous relative, or was some burglar trying to ensure that we were out for several hours while he ransacked the house? But we had rung him as soon as they arrived and knew it was all above board. We drove down the M23 in warm sunshine, turning left towards Lewes and then left again into the road that led to the grounds. The car immediately in front of us was a large Range Rover with the number B18HOP. Jane had noticed it earlier on the journey and we'd joked about it. Was it really a bishop or just a Mr. Bishop? And then there it was in the car park, and getting out of it, a tall, angular man in an episcopal purple shirt. Lee, look at that, she said in surprise. It is a bishop. Whatever next? As I struggled to put on my bow tie, using the reflection in the wind mirror to help, he came across and said jokingly, You ought to have one of these. I don't have to bother with ties. Covered with embarrassment, I replied, You won't believe this, Bishop, but I'm a clergyman too. Off duty this evening. In disguise, I'd say. We laughed and introduced ourselves and then disappeared into the gardens. We had come to see a new production of Fidelio, and, if I were honest, to see the new opera house as well. I couldn't believe it was such a long time since I'd last been there. But new century, new opportunity. It was a triumph, twice the size of the old one, but preserving its intimate feel. The red brick walls and walkways matched the Elizabethan manor house, and the circular roofs, half hidden by the trees, nestled into the Sussex downland as if they had simply grown there. I could readily imagine why a bishop might come to see this tale of the struggle for freedom against a background of political intrigue and personal jealousy. It was such an appropriate theme for someone in a leadership position in the church, though it was perhaps best to overlook the fact that Leonor, in the story, had dressed as a man and encouraged the love of the jailer's daughter, whose father wanted her to marry him. We had plenty of time to walk round the lake and look at the borders and neatly clipped hedges, and to survey the other guests. I say guests because this is how we felt, guests in a friend's home, there for a weekend's country house party. The whole evening was magical. I particularly remember the sight of that young girl in an electric blue dress with sculpted neck and puffed sleeves, walking sedately down the brick path in the urn garden, though I didn't tell Jane what I was thinking. I remember being delighted by the vast array of ox-eye daisies in the wild garden and other sides of the lawn. Sipping our iced coffee in the mid-May hall, we saw someone in a crumpled dinner jacket with scuffed shoes and a garden hat. He looked effortlessly at home amid the tanned faces, the silver hair and the cut-glass voices around him. Later, as we wandered back, we passed a wild-haired young man with an elegant girl hanging on his arm. There were 2 champagne flutes in the fingers of his left hand behind his back. It was all so natural, so English, so effortlessly upper class. Hope you enjoyed that excerpt from Paul G. Brett, which is on Amazon KDP. I hope I read it okay. I'll have to keep practicing.